Welcome everybody to Etrian Odyssey Nexus with only classes that debuted in the dungeon we are currently playing. And today we have to take back to defeat once again the muscle flies, and we need to finally explore the dungeon, and that includes grinding. GP. Kinda excited to finally do this. I'm gonna recommend you go back and watch the previous video. I'm gonna try to catch you up on the lore. So basically, we are new explorers. We have come to Maginia to, find legendary treasures. But before we are allowed to be part of the exploration team, we need to do some requests from regular people. And this request is finding a lost medic. We go to a forest, and there she is fighting these two muscle flies. I'm just gonna pop my ult, and we only have this party member, Aurora the heroine, because the hero class is the only class found in Etrian Odyssey Nexus, or that debuted in Etrian Odyssey Nexus, and we are in the overworld, which is listed as Lemuria, aka the islands in which Nexus takes place on. Anyways, we're gonna pop our ult, and it should kill these two. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Yeah, perfect. And now we meet the medic. She's Pichita. She has lost her little sister Laika, and we have to comply with the plot. I'm going kinda fast because I just wanna get to new parts. And here we are. First, Labyrinth, the Eastern Shrine, the Archipelago of Treasures. Now I'm gonna skip this dialogue because we went through it the last episode. And what we are gonna do is the optimal thing: returning to Maginia immediately. Oh, I didn't read this dialogue yesterday or the other day, so I'll do it now. Oh, do you have other things to do? I'll be waiting in the labyrinth. Then we can meet up whenever you're ready. With that, Brigitte heads back to the labyrinth. It's likely Brigitte won't return to town until she finds Leica. Head into the labyrinth and hurry once more. You have parted with Leica. With Brigitte. And now we leave. I'm gonna go into the shop, and we're gonna sell all of these pink fur, koala claw, and steel proboscis for 32 money. And we got a few new items, but we are not going to buy any of them. Here we can see the power ring, which raises our strength, and a little bit of our of our HP. We have the peace helmet, which raises our defense and magic defense by slightly less than the half armor, and I think that also from the buckler, not like we're gonna check. We can also eventually get fly armor and stain sandals. And also we have some weapons. We have pink rod, which is a rod, so we can't use it. Here we have a gun, this drive blade, and here's a falcata. We won't be getting it this labyrinth, but obviously getting a stronger weapon will be advisable. Anyways, that's all I wanted to do. We are gonna here the Eastern Shrines, but here's the Eastern Shrine can now be listed. Now we can finally meet Brigitte again. Brigitte greets you as you enter the labyrinth. I've been waiting for you. Let's go. I've been waiting for this. And we are going to continue with the labyrinth. I already read this dialogue in the last episode. And also the map dialogue. Yeah, baby! We got the map! The awesome map! You can see that this part over here is already colored, because last time I chose to go this way because we won't get to see this way until later in the game, so why not do it now? we are just going to beeline directly to the boss room. After taking the map into your... I already read this dialogue. I was so excited for the map that I forgot I had already read this dialogue. As you continue exploring the ruins, a terrible, nigh indescribable smell hits you in the face. The ruins now seem entirely cloaked in an awful odor that smells like sulfur that someone has boiled. Is it just me, or do you smell something awful? Brigitte is looking around for the source of the smell as she uncomfortably pinches her nose. Aurora, having the most sensitive smell out of everyone in the party, almost as if she was the only member in the party, points to the south as the likely source. You have the option to either continue traveling south to track down the source, or to head east in an attempt to escape the odor. And the correct place to escape the odor. And here we can see a new enemy, the spraying skunk. Murder. Yeah, now we need to return to Magini. Burst sting gland. I still don't know what the condition for getting the gland is, by the way. We are going to go back. I did research, I'm sorry. Yeah, the early game is going to be quite slow. We can apparently buy the Falcata now. I didn't have that planned, but I might look into it. I'm going to save right now. I want to be safe, you know? Since we are going to do a bit of grinding while we try to get to the first, how do you call it? The first shortcut back to the entrance, I guess I might as well jab about something. It is my birthday today. That's fun. I think I chose the wrong path. I think we need to go through here. Unless I'm dumb and you can go either way. Anyways, nuke! Eventually we'll be able to kill these enemies without, you know, popping our ult. And that's why we have to come back after every fight. I might have screwed up because now we're going to get another fight. You know what? This is... you know what? I can... I don't know if this is beatable. We could always try to run. But it's an unlikely outcome. It's unlikely a positive outcome. Yeah, let's just try. And that's 30 damage. And we missed. Oh, it missed. Medica. Ooh. If the fly had gone for tackle, we would be dead, but we are not. Let's continue using White Barbarian on the skunk. That's a basic attack. Oh, we're dead. Yeah. Yeah, there's no saving this, I'm just dead. Yippee! Well, it is my birthday today. That's fun. Went well. I played Mario Kart with some friends, spent the rest of the day studying, and now I'm ruining my day by playing Etrian Odyssey. Just kidding. Yeah, let's just keep trying to... Now, if you watched the last episode, you know that I should be spending my skill points. That's true. And I think this is the best moment for me to explain what our plan is. So, I think the best way is to just slowly introduce the two skills that we'll be using for the boss. After Rematch and Mirage. After Rematch and Mirage Sword. I probably butchered the pronunciation, but anyways. So After Image is a passive skills skill. I don't know why it's called support when it's a passive skill. Because okay, yeah. Passive skills are called support. I don't know why. Anyways, basically it has a chance to summon a fake party member that's, I don't know what it's called. After image is more like a clone. It's a clone that will repeat the attack that created it. It's simple as that. It also allows us. It also allows us to use another mechanic of the game, the back row. I will get to that eventually, if we do get an after image. And now Mirage Sword is also a pretty simple effect, just like White Bravery. It's range cut to one enemy, so we can use it from the back row without any problems. We'll get to that eventually. And its main use is having a high chance of creating an after image. Now, what we are going to do first is focus on after image. We're going to spend 2 points in after image. Our plan will be to have after image and Mirage Sword both at level 3 by the time we reach the first boss. I'll have to teach them when we get back to town. Yeah, basically all I want to do is check how far can I go. Now, I didn't get... Now, the encounters were very lucky now, so I'm thinking about it. This might be worth it. And yeah, I need to start risking stuff. Now, in case you think that this happened faster than expected... Oh yeah, I'm dead. It's because I held down the A button. Anyways, Miracle Edge. It was a cute experiment, didn't work out. I think we can rescue Laika from here and hopefully also get a... What do you call it? A shortcut to the entrance, which also allows us to go back to... Oh my god, to the... It allows us to go both back to the entrance, but also allows us to go from the entrance to where we left off, only if we have already unlocked it by going back to the entrance. You know, I hope I'm making myself clear. Just give me a second. Okay, there we go. Now we will continue just upwards. And around here, if we're lucky, is where we should find Laika. Yeah. As you proceed through the unexplored forest, you discover a small open area. Well, like I said though, I accidentally spoiled this in the previous episode because when I first played the game, yes, you know, I read Laika, you know, the dog that went to space, and my mind just immediately knew the plot twist. The center of the area you spot a dog. As soon as it sees you, it begins to bark silently. Oh, thank goodness, Laika! Birgitta runs over to Laika and throws her arms around the dog. This must be Laika, Birgitta's little sister. Laika's tail wags in wild excitement as Birgitta embraces her. You are shocked it doesn't fall off from the sheer force of its movements. Thank you so much, Disney Hill. Without your help, I would have never found Laika. Oh yeah, we're in Disney Hill. Don't worry about it. Birgitta smiles to your group, then examines your surroundings. She seems to ponder something for a second, then asks, does Magdalena know about these ruins? Maybe you should report this to HQ. You nod in agreement, then begin the journey back to the city with Laika and Birgitta in tow. And so basically HQ is the guys that are in charge of the exploration of Magdalena. I'm gonna take the chance to block this down, you know, just to have this. Now, No, that's not the way. It's this way. You see these vines things? It's unique for each map, but these indicate a shortcut. A small crevice is visible in the wall before you. Perhaps a person may fit through. Proceed? Yes. Now you see that we are in a completely different spot. We could go up and die, or we could go down and die. Oh, it's 3 colors. I think we might be able to escape from this. Oh, I forgot that the left bind prevents you from escaping. We are dead. And I do not want to defend. 16 damage, 19 damage. Okay, perfect. Yeah, as I said, we're going to grind a bit more. I'm gonna save my map data. And luckily the game, the map itself tells you whether you have gotten a shortcut or not. You can see that over here it's blue. But when we got it last time, it was yellow. You can go back and watch this. Oh. You can rewind a bit on the video to check that I'm not lying, because I'm not. I'll take the chance to map this area a bit more. You know what we could do? While we are grinding, we could try to go over here to check where exactly does the... Yeah, this is what I wanted to check. Where exactly did the thing leave us? I don't think I'm ready, because the instant they poison me, I'm basically dead. Okay. Pretty simple stuff. Spotted fur and burst plant. I don't know. Well, now that we know the path back from the shortcut to town, we can go back to trying to reach the set shortcut. The spotted feast, that is a cestus, I think it's called, for pugilists. I guess it's good enough of a time to rip the band-aid. We won't be using pugilist this run because there are no dungeons from Etrian Odyssey V. There's some lore stuff, I think. I don't know, I haven't really played 5. We are gonna try again, let's go gambling. There really isn't a drawback to trying to beat this without... Okay, and there really isn't a drawback to trying to beat this without... Do I want to waste a meta in trying to beat this without... Yeah, I think I won't. We are hoping for some misses. Unless we... No! No, we are not killing these guys. If it's not meant to be, I just die and take back all my medicas. Yeah, this isn't working, I guess. I'm just gonna try to beat these guys with white bravery. We are going to die probably. 21, 20, yeah. So we are definitely not high enough level to beat these guys without... Oh wait, I forgot to teach back after rematch, so maybe we can beat them if we are lucky. I don't know, I think it might just be more worth it to, you know, I think it might be more worth it to just give up and level up until, I don't know, level 5 or something. Level up with bursts until level 5, and then we can start trying to beat enemies without burst. Yeah, I know we are dead to this enemy, so Miracle Edge. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Miracle Edge, Miracle Edge. Okay, one more level. Almost one more level, sorry. I'm not even gonna go heal. I'm just gonna keep doing this. I was thinking if I wanted to speed up this part of this part, you know, the grinding. I do not think I want to do that just yet. I might eventually, but you know, for now, I'm just having a chill time, miracle edging some monsters. Uh, I promise the average Etrian Odyssey gameplay is more fun than this. As I said, I wanted to spend 3 points into After Image. So from now on, we will only focus on Mirage, Mirage. Oh my god, I don't know how to say Mirage. Mirage Sword. Screw this, man. I'm giving up. Crimson Foliage and Fly Armor. As you could tell. Oh, what? Oh, I was gonna say the Fly Armor was weaker, but it's not. I still think it is in our best interest to spend in the other side, the copies. Was it? I think it was the copies. I didn't know that the fly armor was straight up better than, you know, the armor that's supposed to be the strongest type of armor. Now we should be close. We are close to level 5. Which is funny because yesterday, Inazuma 11 Victory Road, a game made by Level 5, was released. I think that's fun. Fun. Or at least the early access. So level 5 brain rot is still pretty recent. I don't really know what else I can be talking about. I guess I can say that there's... Oh! Oh! So, why am I popping off? Well, we got a first strike. And what that means is that we get the first turn. We can also guarantee escape. But yeah, we get a free turn just to do anything, aka with bravery. We can try to beat these guys without using... Oh, and they missed the leg sweep. We won, guys, we won. And we don't even need to worry about HP because we're going with Miracle Edge. Yeah, okay. Oh, and Brigitte heals us too. And we do get another kill now. No, I'm not gonna risk it. And now we get a Miracle Edge for free. For free. Die. Pow, pow, pow. Okay, that was pretty lucky. That severely sped up the process, and we are now level 5. I think I'm ready to take on the war. Now, in level 5, I don't think it's going to be nearly enough for the boss, but you know, for getting to the boss maybe. 110? Oh my god. Oh, sorry, no, the copies is the weapon we had. We now get the Falcata. And oh, we don't get to forge yet. Okay. Guess that's another mechanic I don't have to explain yet. Let's go. I don't think I need to recover my TP yet. Yeah, it will be fine. Once again, Inazuma 11 break was coming in high. With that, it will be fine. Let's just go. And 2 muzzle flies. Yeah, I'm just gonna risk it for the biscuit, and if it doesn't work and we have to, yeah, see, this is what I was gonna say. If it doesn't work, Murakumo! If you can't push it, pull it. If you can't pull it, Murakumo! I also bought the original Shin Megami Tensei 5, and I discovered that you cannot buy the DLCs for it. That's a bummer. Alright, yeah, like. However, because of that, the Shin Megami Tensei 5 brain rot is also here. There's a lot of brain rot on me recently. Let's just hope we survive for the next encounter. It's 3 koalas. It's possible. It's possible. Come on. Come on. 18 damage. Leg sweep. 20 damage. We were close. 20 damage and 16 damage. That was close. Right now all I want to do is get the shortcut and go back, because there is mini boss kinda. So we can even like lag out and, you know, get to the. We can't even lag out and get to the boss in one attempt after we get the shortcut. Okay, pretty good run. Now if only we got a first strike. No. Yeah, I don't think we can win this encounter, so Miracle Edge! Versus Steam Clan, and still proposes more junk target will be useless if we die, and here's like again. The cool thing is that that little step doesn't generate any, doesn't increase our danger meter. I think it's a good time to explain how the meter works, the danger meter. So basically, after a fight or when entering a dungeon or in some other cases like I don't know, ending a battle, going up or down a floor or entering a dungeon is the main ones. The danger value, the max danger value chooses a random number. I'm not sure the exact number, I just know that in Etrian Odyssey 1 it was between 16 and 64. And basically each tile has a set danger value between 0 and 9, I think, kinda. I don't know the exact numbers. So basically there's tiles that generate more danger than others. And also every time a max danger value is generated, your danger value goes back to 0. So basically it will fill up always at the same rate. You know, like for example, let's say that I entered the dungeon here and this tile has a 1 danger value and this one has 2 and this one has 1 and this one has, I don't know, like 9 and 9. I'm just trying to put an example. 1 plus 2 plus 1 equals, if we start working up, equal to this tile, now our danger value is 1, then to this one our danger value is 3, to this one 4. Now since the max danger can't be 4, there's no chance of getting an encounter just by walking these 3 tiles without going back. However, when we step into this tile, it will our danger will be 15. So then, if our danger is 16, 17, 19, I don't feel like doing math for this. But if it's close to Oh my god, I'm gonna have to cut the recording here for a bit. Okay, we are back. I was doing the danger explanation. So basically, if the number is close to 16, when we walk to this last one, the max danger will have been chosen around the number between 16 and 64. So when we walk into this one, if the generated number is close to 16, we will get an encounter. If it's much higher than 16, then we won't get an encounter. I'm going to delete this now because with my danger explanation I forgot to pop off because we have officially unlocked the shortcut. Now personally I don't like that denomination. I prefer it much more like this and coloring it here. But we won't be doing that a lot because I have automap on and automap doesn't like that. And we finally return to town, so we're gonna talk to Vegeta. Thank you so much, Disney Guild. I'm so grateful for your help. I'll pay you back someday, I promise. She busted you multiple times before disappearing into the crowd with Laika. You parted with Vegeta. You should head back to the tavern and tell... I searched his name, I'm probably still gonna butcher the pronunciation, and tell Huasir that you have rescued Vegeta. We are going to go to the shop, and here's one of the other important, one of the most important items in the game. Welcome. It's you. Oh, am I mistaken that you've brought something back from the labyrinth? Hehehe, I knew it. Right on the money. Money, haha. Of course you did. Anywho, back to business. Napier's firm will buy any materials you may acquire in your explorations. Of course, you will be compensated adequately. Plus, selling new materials will bring new items to the shop's inventory. But that's not all. You can also use materials on the weapons you made to enhance their attack power. Keep in mind, enhancing a weapon requires the materials used to craft that same weapon. Should you sell anything, the firm will handle the bookkeeping and stock management. You just focus on bringing in those materials. And even if you don't have the materials on hand, you can still use an item called an ingot for enhancement. The more you know. Yes? Yeah. We know that. We have already done that. You can sell in bulk. There's also Forge, which is the mechanic I tried to use earlier. It's simple. Yeah, you can even see it's the Falcata. We can spend some of the items used to craft the Falcata to raise its attack value from 18 to 19, and its magic attack, which we won't be using, but will also be raised. And eventually we can unlock this buff, which in our case is Lag Plus. I'm not sure if that affects after images. I hope it does. Oh, weapon. Okay, this is interesting. I haven't really used this much at all. Weapons enhanced to +5 become eligible for recycling. Recycling reduces a weapon into material, like copper shards. Collecting shards to form an iron ingot. Okay, so when you get them to the maximum power, you can, sell them, like exchange them for materials that are more useful for getting more stronger weapons. Okay. Well, we only had enough for a Falcata +2, but that's still pretty good. We are in dire need of more medicas, but we can deal with that later. And now we will report to Huasir. We will report find the missing medic. We found the missing medic. She's no longer missing. GB. Hey, good work! I got word that Brigitte made her way back to the medicine shop and that it was Disney Guild that helped her. Here's your reward. Thanks a lot. 150 and top. Brigitte also told me that you discovered some ruins. What an amazing find! I think you should tell the expedition HQ about what you've discovered. I'd go, but I'm a bit late. I'm a bit busy. So could you go in my stead? Actually, you should be the ones to report it. You're the one who found. You are the ones who... Okay, what is going on? You are the ones who found it. After all, it's certainly not because I'm lazy. The city will surely recognize Disney Q for an achievement like this. Right then, go report to Achievement HQ. And we can finally enter the expedition headquarters. Exploring the unknown, Expedition HQ. You return to HQ to find everyone in a frenzy. Your Highness, the Astrology Guild is requesting permission to investigate a new continent. Not yet. Not yet. No civilians are allowed to pass until we confirm that it's safe. If they can't wait, then tell them to send someone who can help us secure the area. Understood. I'll tell them HQ requests assistance. Urgent message for those handling supplies at the base camp. They are under attack from wolf-like beasts on Isle of Origin's western shore. The situation isn't good and they need reinforcement. Send another squad immediately. That poses vital to our efforts. Eliminate the monsters and tell them more supplies are on the way. Understood. We'll move out. The soldiers leave. The princess looks around, awaiting the next report. Her eyes then fall on you. Who are you? This is the expedition headquarters, where we oversee our efforts to reach Yggdrasil. Only recognized guilds are allowed to set foot here. You seem familiar though. State your guild name. Which of the two funny options are? We are the fishing masters. I hear stories from those in town. Well done, you really need that carnivorous fish. They say the pond has now become somewhat of a tourist attraction. Now then, fishing is ours. Now then, Disney Guild, state your business. Have you something to report? You inform her about the ruins you've discovered. What? Strange ruins west of the city? Excellent work finding them. I'd like to have them investigated as soon as possible, but... The Disney Guild, was it? We've currently deployed all our capable adventurers to the labyrinth, we just recently discovered. Investigating those ruins will be a simple task for them. However, it will be quite some time before they return. Here's my proposal, Disney Guild. You are the first one to find these ruins, so I hereby put you in charge of exploring them. Chart your own map of the area before the other adventurers return. If you truly are proper adventurers, you will earn the honor of being the first to explore a dungeon, would you? Not fairly. We are not chickens. I like your attitude. You have your mission then. Show us what you're capable of. Missions are assigned at the Expedition HQ. Accept and complete missions to progress in the game and earn various rewards. View details under the Accept Missions option menu. Mission: create a map of the labyrinth. A new labyrinth has been discovered by the Disney Guild. Create a detailed map of its depths and report to HQ, which is not what the mission actually wants you to do. Very well, I want your report. You just need to kill the boss. Also, I should warn you. These ruins are uncharted territory, so tread lightly. Okay, awesome. Now I'm going to save. And we are going to try to reach the boss room. Another thing I'm pretty sure of is there's a... Wait. I don't know if you remember, but... No. Okay, so I don't know if you remember, but I told you that there was an important item that she was going to give us, and then I got sidetracked with the forged explanation. I thought she was going to give us to have in stock an item called the Ariadne Thread, which allows us to return to the town, but apparently you only get it after beating this first mission. Which is how it usually goes in Etrian Odyssey games. But you know, I was hoping for it to be the exception. Well, we need to save our force gauge, so we aren't going to be doing any braking. Now, I'm hoping that we get an after image. Yeah, baby, after image. I get to talk about several things. Okay, so for the first time in this playthrough, you may have seen that this option, Move, has been made available. What you have to know about switching is that you can swap characters between these two rows. You are meant to have more characters, so usually you aren't going to do that much switching into empty slots. You're most likely going to be swapping a character for another character. And so the only thing you need to know is that, and the enemies have this mechanic too, front row, you don't get any changes to your stat. Back row, you deal less damage with melee attacks, not only melee and not necessarily physical. The difference is small but important, very important. For example, oh, I didn't invest in Mirage Cut. Mirage Cut. Mirage Cut is a range skill, but it's also cut skill. It's also physical, so those two are completely unrelated. So, and also melee attacks. I'm moving right, but as you can see, I cannot select this koala because this koala is in the back row and Aurora is also in the back row, so she doesn't reach with a sword attack. And I think I can also not target the koala with White Bravery, because White Bravery is also a melee skill. Now, what is the benefit of being in the back row? Pretty simple. You receive half damage, and pretty sure from all sources, even magic damage. And also, this koala can't even target us. And yeah, that's it. Also, I should, one thing I should. Excuse me, what? No, just kidding. Aurora Borealis. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay, that really fits slightly better than I thought. I mean, stained hands. Anyways, I wanted to mention how after images work. So basically, they are and they work as kind of another party member, kinda. Oh yeah, also, you cannot have all characters in the back row. See, it doesn't let me go back because I have only characters in the back row, and if all characters in the front row die, you get pushed into the front row. And so, how after images work, they are basically another party member. However, instead of controlling her, she will only repeat the last action that Aurora made, or the action that summoned that after image. So essentially, that Aurora fake will use White Bravery. I'm not sure if she will use it on the Muscle Fly or the Rapid Koala. I don't know, that's interesting to think about. We can take this chance to do anything. We can heal, we can use another White Bravery. I think we're going to use another White Bravery. Oh yeah, speaking of range, as you can see, Miracle Edge is also ranged, so it also hits the back row. And another thing to mention is that to know whether an enemy is in the back row or front row, its UI will be darker, and also it itself will be like more shadowed, the true self. Yeah, I think that's a good explanation of rows. Kinda rambly. I'm not too happy with my explanation of it. But yeah, I'm just gonna use White Bravery again. Let's see. Muscle Fly attacks the front row, and she kills Aurora, and... What the What? Oh my god. No freaking way. That happened. That was kind of funny though. So it gets past. I kind of forgot what I wanted to say. Not gonna lie. Yeah, we have one unspent skill point which should have been put onto Mirage Sword. I think what I wanted to say is that I was hoping for another after image, or maybe that I was thinking that this will last forever, or maybe that I was thinking that it could, it will immediately put me at the front. And yeah, I don't know. I think we are close to the minimos, but I don't. Oh, this is what I said about this window. But I don't know whether I don't know if this is a step of the or the next one. Doesn't matter. We are correct. Okay, mini boss in quotation marks time. As you move through the forest, you suddenly come across a remarkably threatening monster. Its shape and form are similar to the beasts you have previously encountered, but this one is clearly more powerful. Just as you think on how best to approach the situation, the monster notices you and attacks without hesitation. The muzzle flies have appeared. There are rare breeds. So yeah, so basically there are shinies in this game. Anyways, they're dead. They are stronger. A bit stronger, not really a lot. Enough for you to definitely want to kill them. It seems those bathed in light are stronger than normal. It seems from here on you must carefully decide whether or not to engage these shiny rare breeds. Rare breeds are different, that their strength increases during battle, and excluding some specific stuff, they also tend to move before you do. As you could see in this time, it doesn't work like that because we use the force break that specifically goes at the start of the turn. I think that's what happened. Give me a second. I'm doing something important. I'm checking the. We gained a level. I guess we should spend it on. Okay. I guess we should spend it on Mirage. Okay, yeah. We're gonna plop it right here. There's no point in going through this, I think. Hold up. I'm checking the map if you don't know. I'm only doing this. Okay, yeah, there's no point in going down this one. Now, I'm checking a fucked up version of the map. That's just the one I made while doing my first playthrough of this challenge. Apparently we want to go down here. Okay, yeah. For the following maps. Oh yeah, this is the boss room. Well. Okay. At least we have charted the area. Aquarium is here. We'll plop down this so we don't forget. I'm with you in the dark. I think you wanna go right here or down. I'm trying not to over rely on the previous map. Okay, yeah, definitely down. And it's 3 koalas. They dealt around 20 damage per hit. So we can survive 2 rounds of combat. Oh, and now we did 50 damage and they miss. And they missed the last sweep. Let's go. Am I bad at math? Yeah, they do. Yeah, their max damage is 60. However, death. We could only survive 1 round of combat, but luckily that's all we needed to face. And it seems we got a kinda low max danger value. Okay, we can officially take on the boss. However, if we do that now, we'll die. Well, that's it. I will do this. I will buy a few of these, but I don't think it's needed because the first boss is weak to sword damage, or sorry, cat damage. So I don't think we need to invest in blaze oils. If you are using a pugilist, for example, a pugilist has bash attacks, or a gunner that has, well, the gunner probably has fire spells, but fire shots, but you know, the pugilist has, if the pugilist doesn't have innate fire skills, at least early on, so you know, this will be pretty useful. And now what we'll be doing is, this boss doesn't have, we could buy the fly armor. It raises our magic defense, but we don't really need magic defense. We only need regular defense. Another thing we could do is, this also raises our magic defense, but again, we don't care about magic defense. We could also, what we could also do is, you know, the power ring over the health armlet, but I don't think it's worth it. So what will we spend our money in? I wanted to check. Oh, sorry. I wanted to check if I could buy, if I could upgrade my category more. Not gonna sugarcoat it. Wait. Okay. Do you guys see the mistake I made? So basically the cost of sleeping increases as you level up. So yeah, I guess we are doing a bit of grinding, except that this time the main objective is money. Oh, speaking of, we were talking about danger a bit earlier, and I think it's a good time to mention. You always see me go up to these two tiles, and that's the reason why, because usually at the beginning of dungeons, the danger values are lower, you know, so that you don't get an enemy on the first two steps. And I'm done. 23 and we are close to affording rent. This game isn't meant to be realistic, man. This game isn't meant to be realistic. Okay, I wanna check. And also, leg sweep is affects all the entire lane. I think that's funny to mention because it doesn't come into play. And yeah, we were able to kill, I think. I might as well use Mirage Sword for once. Fun fact, after images can create after images. And we got it with Wild Bravery, which is the least likely skill to proc out of the two we have. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure we still had Force Gouge ready. I might as well kill another enemy now that we are here. Oh god, we got a high max danger value. Okay, good. 3 koalas. Die. Perish. Murakumo. Well, definitely, I don't feel comfortable trying to do the boss of level 6, sorry. And we got 79 intel. We can finally afford rent for now. Now we can save for game. Now, just to make sure that we don't have any unspent skill points. Yeah, okay, perfect. So what we are going to do now is, I wanna get to level 8. I don't know if it's It's an arbitrary number, but it's the number I finished my first test run of this with. So you know I kinda wanna get to that number exactly because of that. We just White Bravery. Tackle for 27 damage. Nothing to scoff at. Chat, are we dead? Are we dead? 29 damage. You did 8 thanks to you being in the back row. I think it's a good moment to mention. The music in this game, every single song is an absolute banger. Absolutely hands down. You know what? I like the music in this game so much. I'm gonna do this for a bit. For right. Y options. Here. It's so big, man. Ah! We might be dead. Oh, we're not dead. Let's go. And this song is so peaceful, man. I love this song. I wish it played for more than 1 million. The monkey's paw curse. And we are going to spend it on Mirage Sword. Okay, so when I first did this this idea, I did it with 3 points spent on both of those skills. So I think we can do that. So I think I will try to beat it at level 7. I think I will try to beat the first boss at level 7. I'm going to sleep again because I don't trust this shit at all. We also have money to fuel our medical addiction. Are you fucking kidding me? There haven't been as many references here as there were in the first episode, because there hasn't really been a ton to talk about. However, here comes the first boss. I will try to go into detail of the pattern. I will definitely put on screen the stats and abilities and skills, especially when I'm talking about it. Here we go. As you enter the room, you are immediately greeted by a pungent stench. You take a closer look to find a strangely wreathing oh fuck, this is too loud. Wreathing plant further within. The plant seems to notice you and raises its tentacles in warning. This must be the ruler of these ruins. Draw your weapon and prepare to fight. And the rooms here have no danger. Anyways, I'm going to go back to main background music, and you know what, I'm gonna put it at normal. Let's okay. Now you may have wondered about this. Here is a start save. It's just a one-time, quick save. Anyways, let's just go. First boss of the game, the Blossombeast. Blossombeast has appeared. Now, this is a pretty simple boss. It is meant to be your proper introduction to binds, to debuffs, and sometimes to status effects. This boss is weak to cut damage and fire damage because it is a plant, and you can cut its spines and set it on fire. Now, this boss has a pretty simple attack rotation. I don't know the exact order you're going to figure out like me, but I'm pretty sure the order is it will use bind grab head, then it will use bind grab arms, then it will use bind grab leg, and it will continue following that pattern until specifically it drops below 50% HP. Now I talked about these effects, but what do all of these skills? But what does each one of those do? Well, they are all cut damage that targets an entire row, either the front row or the back row. And the main thing they do is they can bind the body part mentioned in its name. Now for this boss, head, we don't really care about head. We do care a lot about arm because it's what we all our Aurora's skills you need to not be binded to be used. And leg bind is an in-between point. We do not want it, but it's not a deal breaker. And we finally get to use Braveheart, Genei it's a pretty simple effect. For 3 turns, users after images are more likely to spawn and have greater attack. It's simple as that. And this is the reason why we were spending points into Mirage Sword, because this is what we'll be using for this boss. Bind grab head. Okay, it binds our head, we don't particularly care. And we can also, as I said, bind grabs hit an entire row. However, they cannot hit both rows at once. So let's just, not have our 2 characters on the same row. And here comes what I said about Mirage Sword being a ranged cut attack. It's a ranged attack, so we can use it from the back row without any problems. It seems that will keep getting. Oh my god, that's so many. No! Oh fuck. Question, does this? Yeah, this uses your arms. I wasn't planning on using it yet. I kinda just wanted to know. And we will keep getting after images if our previous after images keep getting after images. As you can see, our damage is not really our damage is not too oh my god, I thought the actual Aurora had died. Our damage is not too shabby, it's not really bad. I feel like the correct play is healing, because first of all, bind grab arm makes it so that we take more damage because it lowers our physical defense. But also the one after image is going to disappear right now. So we are going to be forced back to, or not. So we are going to be forced back into the front row. 8 damage, that is pretty low. Huh? Okay, that is pretty low. Yeah, and now we are forced back into the front row. Can you go away? Fuck it, I'm defending. 8 damage. Again, why is that so low? Mirage Sword Gaming! Yeah, so it deals about around 16 damage. So we want to heal when we are at about 40. Another one! Okay. I'm going to keep holding down the button. 48. I'm pretty sure we're fine. 40 damage, that is the exact point we want to be at to heal. Why are there so many electric guitars, bro? Why are they cooking so hard? Okay, we keep Medican. Now we do wanna keep oh, perfect. 15 tours and it's already so low HP. Mirage Sword Gaming! Oh! Oh fuck. Well, at least it's not, you know, the bad one. Now we do wanna keep just to ensure that some Aurora survive. We're going to put this one here. Now we wanna use Miracle Edge when we run out of MP. So right now we are not going to use it. I'm thinking it's probably in our best interest to just attack. Yeah, because they're going to summon more and more. Oh my god, a full party of Auroras! This is cinema, bro. This is cinema. Straight cinema. Yeah, I highly doubt that our Auroras are going to keep summoning more Auroras. But you know, it was fun while it lasted. Why did I say anything? Oh no, it's the SAS polling. Okay, so it's below 50% HP. This does a few things to its pattern. First of all, it adds the move reset, SAS polling. It lowers our physical attack, and not only that, it also has a chance to inflict poison, but it is a weaker poison than the poison from the spraying skunks. Don't worry about it. Don't think too much about it. Since it also lowers our attack, we are going to be doing less damage. No way, that's what it says. The other thing it does to its pattern is that basically it will use SAS polling, then it will use 3 random Vine Grab skills. It doesn't matter the order, doesn't matter which one it uses, it's completely random. And then it will go back and use another suspicious pollen so that the pattern can reset. It's simple. Should we pause that? Mirage Sword Gaming! Vine Grab and fuck off. Okay, we are back to having our arms free. Okay, we're I can't lie, we're getting kinda lucky with the Mirage procs. They definitely shouldn't be broken as much as they are. I will save 12, at least 12 TP for, so exactly just now, for whenever we get our force boost back. And oh, okay. Now we do know that we only take okay, I think it's best if we use a Medica on Aurora. And after that we use the item that heals poison. Yeah, right now we only take 8 damage, now we take 20 damage. Oh, what? 30? Am I dead? Am I dead? Oh. If it gets leg bind, I am dead. Okay, hey, we are safe for now. Ooh. Okay, that was not scary. What are you talking about? SAS pollen? What? Wait, is it using it more often than I think it does? I should consult the wiki after this. And I should have also been defending. Yeah, right now we are just going to defend until we... Okay, let's... If I was correct at the beginning of the fight, it should also use a random bind skill now. Okay, it does. Leg bind, that sucks. I'm gonna wait for it to disappear before I go for the force. And Saspollen, yeah, that's what we expected. Chat, is this loss? Is this loss? So I have to theory B. Okay, chances are I'm going to say what's going to happen. I'm gonna theory B. I will survive its hits at low HP. And then if the leg bite doesn't go away, I'm going to have to use my force break. It went away. Okay, Medica time, baby. Okay, bind grab head, we don't care. Time for the last push. Mirasor Gaming! Okay, leg bind misses. Or not misses, just it doesn't proc the extra effect. Mirage Sword Gaming! And another one! Suspicious pollen, I don't care. Unless you poison me. You don't poison me. Let's go, get low of the mission returned. And on our last turn of Braveheart, we will Miracle Edge. 196 damage and we heal. Another Mirage Sword, which summons a clone. And another Mirage Sword, which summons another clone. It has its low HP animation, bind grab arm. It triggers the arm seal. Fuck. It has such low HP. Fucking with both front row. I cannot use any skills, but I don't care. Die, foul beast! Mirage Sword Gaming! Another copy which we don't even care about. Just as the music faded out. And another level. We are now level 8, which is the level 8 first attempt at this fight at 460 EXP. I found a malevolent thorn. You've discovered a new monster, a Blossombeast. And a new item, the malevolent thorn. Hydration pause. Hydrate or die. Ah. Man, I love this game. That was pretty tense. I think it perfectly showcased what I like about, doing these kinds of challenges, I had to improvise several possible outcomes depending on, some RNG stuff. I like that the RNG felt like an important process, but I didn't feel like it was completely against my favor. Or rather, it was the defining factor. For example, when I was at 30 HP with a leg bind and poisoned, basically, remember what I said about, I'm going to use the Teriaka. After that, I'm going to use the Teriaka. Then I am going to... and then if the bind doesn't go away, I'm going to be forced to use my force break, I like that I was forced to steer in the middle of the match, of the fight. Now, one thing I should say is that I mentioned something called the law of diminishing returns. It is a mechanic in both Etrian Odyssey and Shin Megami Tensei. With fun fact, it doesn't have an official name in Etrian Odyssey. Neither does it in Shin Megami Tensei, but some challenge runners started calling it the law of diminishing returns, and it just kinda stuck. It just was a good name. So basically, if you inflict an status effect onto a target, next time you try to inflict it, it's harder. So basically, the longer the fight goes on and the more the Blossombeast poisons me, the lower the chance of it poisoning me is. So that's something I mentioned that I should have clarified that time. Yeah, that was pretty high. Time to go back to voice acting. In quotes because of that. A mighty swing leaves a thick red line on the plant's trunk. Continuous swipes slice off its spines, and red, blood-like sap splatters about. With a final strike to its face-like petals, the monster's body trembles, then comes tumbling down. You remain cautious, but it will seem the foul beast has breathed its last breath. Well done, you've slain a terrible monster. There seems to be another room beyond the monster's lair. In order to complete your mission, you should add it to the map as well. You're brave. And you're really nice too. As you approach the door, what you assume to be a girl's voice echoes from somewhere unknown. You may have saved a dog, but would you do the same for humanity? What the fuck? These final and rather monotone words resound, then disappear completely. Oh, monotone, I think I suck. Who could that have been? Curiosity abounds, but you decide to put it aside and proceed into the room. Oh, what? Oh! That was loud! What a... Upon passing through the door, you spy a vibrant pillar of light rising toward the heavens in the center of the room. Aurora explains, I don't know to who, to someone, these pillars of light have been found in many labyrinths around the world. They are called geomagnetic poles. Touching them is said to allow you to come and go between the labyrinths and the city. However, there's no guarantee that touching this will have the same effect. Still, you may touch it if you wish. I'm going to walk around for a bit. Because I don't know if you need like a certain map completion or not. I don't think you do. And you know, better to be safe than sorry. Okay, let's touch it. Touch the geomagnetic pole. Touch. As Aurora apparently explained to I don't know who, the geomagnetic poles usually take you back to town, and they are usually found at the beginning of each dungeon. Oh, the second island. Yeah, I don't know. Sorry. They also allow you to save the game in those other games. Here, they are just a plot device. I should also turn the music back down. You touch the geomagnetic pole, and in an instant you find yourself standing somewhere new. A quick look around reveals you've been transported to a ruin of stone pillars somewhere on the second island. This geomagnetic pole seems to connect the first island to the second, and not to begin. Touch it again, and it should bring you back to the previous ruins. If you finish your map of the previous ruins, you should report your progress back to the HQ and inform them of the geomagnetic pole. So that's exactly what we're going to do. A mission can be reported. Oh, this is the last thing I'm going to do today. I need to start working on, what I will make the other characters. You've returned, Disney Guild. Now let's see your results. Proudly present your map. I don't object to those who take pride in their work. That said, what is this? A pillar of light similar to a geomagnetic pole? Really? I've heard this before. Legends of Yggdrasil often tell of pillars of light that connect the labyrinth to the city. However, here to connect to the neighboring island? We here at HQ understand the islands are divided into unique stratums. Is it the plural strata? In order to better understand these islands, we've begun naming them. The island on which we first landed has been dubbed the Isle of Origin for clarity's sake. The adjacent island, abundant with vegetation, is the Isle of Solitude. Adventurers team worthy by HQ have already begun exploring it. According to the reports, they've also established a base camp in cooperation with some of our soldiers. It should prove quite useful. I recommend you head there once you've had some rest. Also, here's your reward for the map you created. Please accept it. Now, I think this... Oh, sorry. In addition to thanking you for your first map registration, I'd like to give you this as well. Now this is what's going to make every other thing possible. Equip anyone in your party with this and you will create an audio log of your adventures. Those on standby at the Explorers Guild can then listen in and gain some experience of their own. However, do keep in mind, if no one is on standby at the Explorers Guild, equipping this item will prove useless. There's something else you should know. As you proceed with your exploration, I'd like you to report your findings to HQ. You'll be rewarded, of course. We certainly don't mean to force this task upon you. That's enough explanation for now. Collect the knowledge you gain exploring at HQ with the registry. In the registry you'll find three things: the map database, the monstrous codex, and the item compendiums. Knowledge gained through battle is stored in the codex, while information on new materials is stored in the compendium. Each time you use the registry, you are rewarded for the map progress you make, so be sure to report your findings. The map database is where you can find your completed cartographical efforts. To add something to the map database, first you must correctly chart the dungeon floor. Once the map is registered, you will then be able to begin exploring from the reported floor when entering a labyrinth from the world map. You are also rewarded every time you complete a map, so it's wise to check in when you do. You've done a magnificent job thus far. I'm expecting great things from you. Oh, we don't have any new missions. Ah yes, just one last thing I should tell you. I've requested that Napersfield begin selling a certain item. That's what I said earlier. If you'd like to know more, you should pay it a visit. First of all... Okay, there we go. Much better. Now we will immediately go on. Ah, it's you! Wasted no time in proving your worth, eh? HQ has informed me of your efforts. Truth be told, there is an item that I am only permitted to sell to adventurers who have been acknowledged by HQ. It's called an area of the threat, a handy item that will instantly bring you back to town from any labyrinth. Before your next excursion into the forest, you really ought to buy one, or two, or more. Hey, now what's that look for? Did you honestly think I just hand you one for free? Haven't you heard saying there's no such thing as a free lunch? No. You have to buy like any other item. Now I only buy 3 because we are fucking poor. We'll also send the vulnerable and far. Now we do boss items unlock really powerful weapons. Unfortunately, this one is for the Harbinger, which is an Etrian Odyssey V, which is the other Etrian Odyssey V class in this game, and as I said, there are no Etrian Odyssey V dungeons, so no Harbinger for us. As you can see, the skill it gives Binegraph arm. Until you can press start, yeah. Melee cut to one enemy line may bind arms. You see, kinda good, you know, for the early game. Attack plus 28. Meanwhile, our Farkata gives 18, this one gives 15. And we can also raise our Farkata to plus 4, pretty good. We also have apparently unlocked the lag plus effect. It gives us, how much lag is? 5. Okay, interesting. What else? Now, I could have solved the nectar, however it's going to be useful now. So that's why I didn't say it. How many medicas were we left with? A bunch. That's good. How many exactly? 11. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, so next up, saving. Oh, she's gonna tell us about the street pass. Yeah, you can see here. Yeah, we can update to you. What else can we edit? Let's just keep it. Actually, this is pretty Etrian one, like. Let's have this one, I don't know. And if anyone wants the QR code, there we go. You can scan this to recruit Aurora. We can also read QR codes, and that's it. You know, kind of fun stuff. What we will do next day is we will go into the Explorers Guild, and we will register everyone from the next dungeon. I will not spoil who they are, and I've already said that it's neither of these two, unfortunately, because Pete is my favorite class in this game. But yeah, last thing I do is read some lines of dialogue that happen here, and then I'll leave it there. As you set foot on the Isle of Solitude, you are welcomed by a large gathering of dark clouds in the sky above. They appear to be somewhat of an ill omen. However, it seems your fears were unnecessary, for as you approach the base camp, the skies clear up completely. Okay, sure. There you find a row of log cabins and a small number of chickens and sheep roaming about. As you curiously inspect the camp, a soldier notices you. We quickly established this base camp in the hope that it will aid in navigating the Isle of Solitude. All capable adventurers have already begun exploring the labyrinth we found. Interestingly enough, an adventurer from Tarsis said it looked familiar. From what the soldier told you, it sounds as though the upcoming labyrinth is similar to one found in another part of the world. In Tarsis, they call it Lush Woodlands, so that's why we are calling it here. After receiving the soldier's welcome, you thank him and decide to head to the Lush Woodlands to see it for yourselves. Not yet, because Aurora can't legally enter the Lush Woodlands. Now, if you were paying attention in the first game and were not looking at your phone or something... Wait, how were you looking at your phone? If you were not doing the dishes or something while listening to the audio, you will know that Tarsis is the place where Etrian Odyssey IV takes place. So yeah, I guess I can at least say which classes we'll be doing next day. And it's also the perfect place to take off an asterisk. So first of all, these ones have no asterisks. They are the Knife Seeker, the Arcanist, and the Imperial. And there are two classes that have a bit of an asterisk to them. Now, just to talk a bit of Etrian Odyssey lore. Etrian Odyssey 1 features a bunch of the unique classes. Then Etrian Odyssey 2 introduced two new classes, War Magus and Gunner. Ignore the highlighter, we are not talking about them yet. And also feature every single class from the previous game. Oh right, they also added beasts, but they aren't in this game, which is sad because they're cool. Anyways, yeah, Etrian Odyssey 2 had every single class from the previous game. Etrian Odyssey 3, however, completely destroyed that and added new classes, all new classes. All of the classes were new. And what Etrian Odyssey 4 did was it added its fair share of new classes, but it also brought back two classes, the Landsknecht. I prefer the... I don't know, that's hard to say. I might call them soldiers sometimes because their Spanish name is soldier, soldado. And it also brought back the medic. Now, what's interesting to note is that, as you can see, I have to scroll a while from the last the Landsknecht to the medic. This is because 4 introduced heavy modifications to both of these classes. The medics weren't really that drastic. The medics weren't that drastic. Oh my god, can I speak? The medics weren't that drastic. They were mostly just, making them more in line with the slightly more complex classes that first appear in Etrian Odyssey III, and also the ones that appear in 4. The Landsknecht, however, received a very major overhaul that completely changed their dynamic. They used to be either a sword path or a axe path, and they used to be very kinda similar. However, 4 completely changed them. They make them a sword, either sword or rapier, with some skills that work for both of them, and then a few differences for both of them. And they also added the links, and they were one of the main things that defined Landsknecht in this game. And they didn't exist at all in the previous game, in 1 or 2. Now, why am I mentioning this? Isn't Landsknecht Etrian Odyssey 1 class? Well, the main thing that you should know is that Landsknecht is grouped with the Etrian Odyssey 4 classes. Not only that, but also this portrait is the Etrian Odyssey IV portrait, and its skills are just variations or slightly changed versions of the Etrian Odyssey 4 skills. And there's also proficiency, which in Etrian Odyssey 4 is like its own path that, like, how do I explain this? That is only one singular point, and it's like a passive that every class has and is unique to each class. And as you can see here, the Landsknecht has proficiency doing one effect. The Night Seeker has proficiency with a different effect. Fuck. The Arcanist has proficiency with a different effect. And the Imperial has jack shit. Okay. That's weird. Anyways. Yeah. What I'm getting at is that Landsknecht, this version of Landsknecht, is pretty much the 4 version of Landsknecht, and not the 1 version of Landsknecht. Which is why I feel like it should be included in the 4 party and not in the 1 party. As for the medic, we can see it now. All of the Etrian Odyssey 1 classes use their 2 portraits, but obviously these are still heavily based on their 1 version, and most likely the 1 Untold or 2 Untold versions. I still think all of these still keep the essence of the first game, so I will be choosing to keep all of these as Etrian Odyssey 1, with the Magus and the Gunner being Etrian Odyssey 2. Now the Highlander, I don't know what you're doing here. What are you doing here? I will get to them when we get to either 1 or 2. I obviously know which one is next. But yeah, so the party we'll have for next time is the Landsknecht, the Night Seeker, the Arcanist, and the Imperial. I almost said and the Pugilist, but no, we don't get these 2, because of course we don't. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to do today. We killed a boss. Oh, last thing I should mention. Since we got the magic conch, we will also take the chance to add everyone to our team. I usually accept these two, just so that they keep soaking in EXP as we continue through the dungeons. I believe that is all. Okay, well, I will go make one final save. And this should be it. Okay, I found out what button I pressed last time. It was the start button, like it says here. That is all I wanted to do today. See you all in the next episode of Etrian Odyssey Nexus, but only with classes that debuted into Dungeon Grade. Goodbye.